Hey guys, what's going on? This is Stormmaker X, and you're watching another rendition of the Mandalorian Armor Kit Build series. And before I reveal the title for this new video's trend, normally when I try to do a video trend, especially a new one, I normally try to title base it according to what it's focused on. Like for example, with the helmet, I placed it under helmet, so therefore I can have helmet 1, 2, 3, or whatever numbers come after that. That also includes the weapons being under weapons, armor pieces being under armor, and so on and so forth. With the exception of the gauntlets I felt like they had to be on their own different video trend just because of how detailed it was going to be to make versus the other pieces, because it had the hinges, the lock-in system and everything. So, but yeah. And in this case, we will be starting a brand new video trend. So with that being said, without further ado, it is going to be titled Sniper Rifle. That's right. In this particular video trend, I will be focusing on building a sniper rifle, and we're actually going to make it look pretty good. Now, there are a few things that come to mind when trying to go ahead and consider as far as making one. Okay, there are many different ways. One, I could probably go look around online and find a costume making company or prop making company to see if they have a pre-existing sniper rifle already made. You know, that was the first thing to take a look at, and which I did. The only problem, most of the time, you know, they try to make it out of resin or they try to make it out of 3D printing, and that normally does take time and materials to make. And because you're not making it from scratch, the dollar range gets to be at such a high point. For example, I've actually seen an actual official Star Wars sniper rifle being priced at $250, and it was the DLT-19 and also the DLT-19X. Believe it or not, those two are different. The thing is, the company wanted the cheapest model to be made at, you know, as far as to be paid at $250, and that doesn't include shipping or other different parts on top of it. And the other version is actually priced at $350, but again, like I said, that it was actually the basic setup. When you added in the upgrades, things like the bipod, the real scope, and all the other nice little features, that price range went up to like $540 and growing, because it would, you know, it had to be shipped, it had to be made, and everything like that. So yes, it was very expensive. And that was something that would really hurt someone in the pocketbook, especially if they couldn't cover the cost for that. The second idea was to go ahead and do a scratch build. Now, scratch building, I mean, can be pretty fun at times, especially when you're adding details and doing different things like that. And I'm not saying it's not possible to build a sniper rifle from scratch. It is possible, but the problem is, the only thing about it is that details would be needed for a weapon of that caliber. And the problem is, when you're using wood and you're using a PVC pipe, I mean, it is possible to make one, but unless you have the full understanding how to make, you know, a gun look like a gun and make it to where it actually, you know, has that nice space look and everything, yeah, you may end up having struggles for quite a while. So that was something, like I said, that was number two, and definitely declined that one. The last option was to take a pre-existing current toy gun weapon and mod it to make it look like a sniper rifle. That was something that was heavily considered, and after doing a little bit of research and doing some background checks and everything, there is one particular way you can do it. You can either make it out of a water gun, or, like I said, you could take a Nerf gun and actually mod it to make it look like a sniper rifle. Now, with all that being said, let me go ahead and introduce you to what will be used. Voila, a Nerf gun. And believe it or not, this is the long shot. This particular Nerf gun hadn't been made in probably 10 years. So yeah, it's that old, but it still has the nice sniper look. You know, definitely with the features and everything, there are a few things we're going to have to tweak, but other than that, we can still use it. So yes, this is going to be pretty cool. Now, I'm going to add a footnote here, if everybody would go ahead and give me just a second, and I'll make it quick. When doing any kind of mods, okay, try to keep it within the toy, gun guideline if you can. Reason because lots of crazy stuff have happened in conventions, especially as of late, because security is not being stepped up, and people aren't exactly being observant and safety precautious as they should be. And unfortunately, crazy people have done some crazy stuff that unfortunately is now making the rest of us pay because of that. So with that being said, I mean that it is what it is. There's nothing any of us can do about it other than to try to keep it safe. Will one day we be able to do stuff like this and not be penalized for it? Oh, that's possible. But unfortunately, it is what it is. And for safety precautions, it's always best not to use a real weapon and try to mod it into a toy prop weapon, even if you want it to look as realistic as possible, because that will get turned down very quickly. So with that being said, when you're doing something like this, modding a current Nerf gun and making it, where it's prop based, try to please keep it on the guidelines, because if you don't think they won't turn you down after seeing a weapon like this and it's all black and everything, I hate to actually disappoint you, but get ready. They're going to slam you for it. So, with that footnote out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. First off, let's go ahead and look over a few things. The mechanics, the things involving what this particular Nerf gun did, and far as the build. Now, believe it or not, this is actually a pretty common weapon used by most mercs that, and I'm talking about the cosplayers, the Mandalorian Mercs Costuming Club, or MMCC. Sorry, I'm having an attack with the stutters a little bit. But anyway, this is a very common Nerf gun for most of those who are trying to get the sniper look, or, different, blaster look, for lack of better wording. First off, this particular weapon had, when it first came out, had the nice magazine system. As you can see, you have this right here. It had the lock-in system right here on the side, and you can actually pull this out and then put it back in, or take the current clip on this side and bring it up here. And it actually gave it a, like I said, a very realistic look for us to build, with a real life sniper rifle. It was one of the first ones when they did it. Second of all, it also had the ability to where you can pull it back just like a real rifle weapon again. And if anything got caught in here, you could do this: adjust your dart or take it out entirely, put it back in, then move this up front, and there you go. That's how it fired, that's how it loaded. So yeah. Now the weird part about this gun, I mean, it had the bipod system. That was pretty cool back in the day. The only other problem is that it actually had two guns in one, which was an unusual feature. And believe it or not, I'm trying to get this thing to do it. I only have one hand. There we go. And with that, so yes, it was two guns in one. The dart for this part of the gun was right here and would come out from this barrel. The long shot part, the bigger version of it, the rifle part, fired from this point, the dart that is, and went through the top portion right here. So yeah, like I said, it was one of the coolest Nerf guns of its time. And it had a lot of nice features that gave it that realistic sniper rifle look, or assault rifle, whichever the case. But it was one of the first ones that could fire a Nerf dart pretty far away. And with that being said, it made it toward that a person can either go, close range, or, pulling this away, now you have it for long range. And it also had the scope, which was, again, first time when they started, putting clear glass scopes, for kids to play with. But yeah. Now, to convert and mod this Nerf gun into the sniper rifle that I'm trying to get here, there are a couple of things that are gonna need to be done. I mean, that's just part of it. Some of it's simple, some of it is not, and this is going by the CRLs for for MMCC, and I'm gonna go ahead and go through it too, just therefore you guys get an idea as far as what I'm trying to get here. Now, first off, what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to pull this thing apart, take the outside shell off, and take out any and all springs that are inside the gun as is. So with that being said, in other words, we need to take out the guts, and the reason because when you're making a prop weapon, it cannot fire darts, okay? And especially for a Comic-Con, that can easily get you busted, that can easily get you kicked out, or whatever the case may be. So the whole idea there is to go ahead and do it right. So we're going to go ahead and take the guts out. That includes the heavy springs that fire the darts and everything else. Second thing we will be doing is we are going to be doing a lot of sanding on any and everything, and it's just to go ahead and keep it, safe and keep it under the idea. And there are a few areas that's going to need some heavy sanding on, like right here. I can tell that the molding didn't quite, go like it should, so we're going to do that. And up here too, you can see the line right here for the molding. And then we're actually going to go ahead and sand off anything like words or even the trademark logo Nerf and everything else that we don't want on this gun. On top of that, the next thing that's going to have to be done, I'm going to have to fill in all the screw holes with Bondo. Now, some people may say that's kind of drastic. Well, to do what I'm trying to do, drastic measures are necessary. So I'm going to fill this with Bondo and areas like right here and try to fill in and, get it done just right. And the main thing that I'm going to do, if I can pull this off, hopefully, there we go. We're actually going to leave this part of the gun off, and we're actually going to put a bit of PVC piping right here in order to actually get the long-range sniper rifle look out of it. The next other thing too is I'm going to go ahead and probably take these off and put a real bipod system on it for a real gun. So with that being said, it'll actually give it the sniper rifle look, and it should be done just right. Now that you got the specs of what's going to be done, definitely going to start the video trend, and we're going to go ahead and get busy with it. So yeah, that's what's going on, and that's what the aim is going to be. Now, before I end this video, I'm going to go ahead and let everyone take a look at a few pictures that I have here. Normally I don't do this, but I felt like it's necessary, so therefore everyone can go ahead and get an idea as far as what I'm trying to do here. Credit goes to Zan Pavlet, who is a member of the Mandalorian Mercs, and he's actually the one who's currently helped me out here as far as getting the weapon build to work out like I'm trying to do here. And hopefully we can make that happen, and we'll actually have ourselves a full-fledged sniper rifle. So with all that being said and shown, if you like what you saw, definitely hit the like button. If you have any comments or questions, definitely hit it down on the comments below, and I will get back with you ASAP. And if you'd like to go ahead and keep up with this video or with any other future videos, hit the subscribe button. I will definitely keep you guys entertained. And with all that being said, you guys have a good night, and see you next time.